Angels, dolls, besties, we simply must talk about the new Netflix original series called Dance 100. For girlies who aren't in the know, Dance 100 is a new show from Netflix that has been sitting pretty in the top 10 spots since it debuted. And the premise of this series is basically that 8 choreographers basically have 1 week to come up with a dance to a pre-assigned song. And there's a group of 100 dancers who are basically assigned to each of the choreographers. They then present the choreographies that they have created over the course of that week with their assigned dancers and assigned song. And then in a quote-unquote meritocratic system, the dancers then stand behind which choreographer they think was the most talented or the most precise. They're never really clear on what the exact definitions of how you vote is. But basically you stand behind whoever you like the most, even if it wasn't the choreographer that you were assigned to. Potential drama alert. Now there's so much about this show to like. The host is amazing. It's quite diverse on the sexuality spectrum. It's also diverse racially. But I wouldn't be making this video unless there was a fatal flaw. And that is, of course, that the show is very fatphobic. Now, fat phobia is so deeply entrenched in our culture that it's really easy to not spot the signs. After all, just like white supremacy, we see everything through the lens of our conditioning. For much of the world that lives in societies that are the legacies of, harmful colonial powers, you unfortunately see most things through the lens of cisgendered heteropatriarchy. Now, we know from incredible books like Fearing the Black Body and Belly of the Beast by Deshaun L. Harrison, we know that anti-fatness and anti-blackness are explicitly linked, as in they inform one another, they are grounded in each other's histories, and as we live in a very racist society, we also live in a very anti-fat society. What does all of this have to do with the new show Dance 100? It all centers around this contestant right here, Akira Armstrong. For those who don't know, Akira Armstrong is a very well-known dancer who is the CEO and founder of Pretty Big Movement, which is the dance company that centers the often marginalized and overlooked plus-size dancers. As one of the 8 competitors on the show Dance 100, Akira gave a powerhouse performance. Her performance was deeply entrenched in a narrative of overcoming personal loss, heartbreak, and reclaiming your worth as a woman. She even told the crowd, always know your worth. Yet, despite giving a powerhouse performance and being the only plus-size dancer on the show, there's maybe 2 others, but they weren't in this episode, but being the only plus-size competitor on the show. Despite this, when it came time to vote, she received 0 votes. Samantha Puck points out no other dancer faced this on the show. Every single one of her dancers abandoned her. And it was continually driven home in a public humiliation, saying, you receive 0 votes, you receive 0 votes, as a red spotlight shined on her. It was cruel and inhumane, especially because her dance was not the worst performance. Her choreography was strong, she didn't receive the most criticism from the judges, and like other contestants, she was professional and kind. The way she was treated on this show was inexcusable to me. If you want me to make a part 2, I'm out of time. I'll go more in depth about how this was fatphobic and how fat phobia shows up in our society. I love you guys. Love you, Akira.